She's not albino, but you have
No.
people who.
So why are we
black
talking
who
about
are
albino?
light-skinned.
She's not albino.
Because that's my point. There are 50 different shades of black, Maurice.
Coming to us from Gary, Indiana, is my namesake, Maurice. You see, Maurice has 3 children. His oldest daughter, Mariana, his youngest daughter, Marissa, and his middle daughter, Marleya. Now, as you can see, Marleya's skin tone and eye color is a little different from her siblings. So much so that Maurice has demanded a DNA test not only for Marleya, but all 3 of his children. And as for his wife, Faith, Maurice says if the DNA test proves they are not his children, she will pay literally. Okay, so right now, Maurice, you're upset at Faith, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm upset because 7+ years into this whole relationship, I'm just now finding out she cheated. And not only she cheated, that it's a possibility that one of these kids may not be mine today.
You all have been together 7 years, and it was only a couple of months ago that she told you this?
It's been 7+ years.
And she just told you this recently?
Just recently.
So you told our producers you might sue your own wife if these aren't your kids. What do you mean by that?
It's not a might, it's a for sure thing. I'm going to sue her if one that's not mine. At this point, I just feel like I'm being played. As far as taking care of her, put her in her own house when she was 16 years old, every car she ever drove in, I purchased. And just now telling me this, it feel like a sucker move.
Let's get this straight. You have had a feeling for a long time about your middle child, Marleya, right?
Yes.
It's because of her skin color, right?
It wasn't even just that. We had our first child, everything was fine. When Marleya came, everything was still just fine. It was up until we had the third child that everything started to stand out. The third child looks identical to the first baby that we had. And now we have this light-skinned baby, nappy hair, and blue eyes walking around the house that just stick out. It's just different from everybody else.
What happened was you were more interested in Marleya, but when you found out that your wife had cheated on you, that's when I want to test all 3.
Yeah, it was time to test all 3 because the time that she said that she cheated, we didn't even have any kids during that time. But yet we have a baby in the house with nappy hair and blue eyes. So at this point, I'm like, well, it's time to test all the kids.
But here's the thing, Maurice. This is, you're married to this woman. You're in deep, right?
We got married a little bit after high school, started our own business right after that, starting a family, me working over 60+ hours, being a full-time businessman, being a overtime father. It's just all of this now. I put too much in it just to walk away with it. But look what you do with your checks.
What do I do with my checks?
You buy nothing, jewelry, shoes.
Maurice, I don't even own
That's
a
it.
lot of jewelry.
Yes,
you and the girls, but guess what?
The girls got more shoes than the shoe store.
It's not even about the shoes. It's about the kids. Okay. I still provide for my kids.
I love those girls, Maury. I work my butt off with those girls. I'm working in my sleep. When I go to sleep every night, I got a 2-year-old on one side and a 3-year-old on the other side. If I go to the bathroom too long, they crying. I'm working in my sleep. I love those girls. So, yeah, this really upsets me. That it's a chance that one may not be mine.
But you are their father, Maurice, so why are you questioning them?
You cheated. That's the whole thing. You cheated, and the time that you cheated don't add up to the time that we just had a baby.
Maurice.
Which means that you cheated multiple times.
But you just said it out of your own
Maurice.
mouth, Maurice. You said it out of your own mouth. The time that I cheated, we had no kids running around. So how does that add up to Marleya coming?
Maurice.
And black doesn't only come in one shade, Maurice. You're forgetting that.
Do you love your wife?
To death, Maury. Do anything for her.
Even though you're upset, you still love her.
Oh, yeah, I love her. I love her. At the same time, though, Maury, I'm hurting. I've been taking care of this girl since she was 16 years old.
You hurt, Maurice. How do you think I feel that you doubt me?
Since she was 16 years old. You doubted yourself when you cheated. You doubted yourself when you cheated. Nobody that gets taken in and get taken care of.
You shouldn't have signed the birth certificate
like that behind the back.
It doesn't matter. You shouldn't have signed the birth certificate if you had that much
doubt. If you did it once, I'm pretty sure you would have did it again.
Faith, how much faith do you have that all 3 of these little girls are his?
All the faith in the world.
No question.
No question about it, Maury. I know what I did, who I did it with, and when I did it. They all look just alike. Like I said, black comes in 50 different shades.
You have she had to
albino
cheat
black
while we was
people,
married.
Maurice.
My daughter's not
albino black people.
My daughter's not albino.
She's not albino, but you have people who.
So why are we
black
talking about albino?
light-skinned.
She's not albino.
Because that's my point. There are 50 different shades of black, Maurice. You can't
Your
just
point
pinpoint
don't add up to this
her.
point. That baby not albino.
It does add up.
You put us through this. And you got every excuse why not to stand on your wrongs. Now the excuse is albino black people. Stop it. That baby's not albino. That is an excuse.
I didn't say she was albino, Maurice. My thing is, once again, if you had that much doubt, you should not have signed their birth certificate.
It wasn't no doubt when I signed it. It was up until we had the third child where the doubt came in.
Does Marleya look like him?
Marleya does look like him, and he's doubting it. And the fact that he said it out of his own mouth.
She knows she don't.
Maury, he said it out of his own mouth.
Maury, she don't even look like
his grandma.
Look at the other girls. Look at the other girls, Maury. Look at the other girls.
His great grandma had those exact same color eyes. His
look at the eyes, Maury. Look at the blue eyes.
And his grandpa
had
bluish eyes, Maury.
Look at the skin tone from the other two. The other two is identical, and look at the third one.
But his grandpa's black, and his grandpa has blue eyes too, Maury.
Faith, do you all talk like this all the time? Is this back and forth like this all the time?
Yes.
Do those little girls hear this?
Yes, Maury, because it's nothing. I can't do anything right with him.
He says he loves you to death.
Lies.
He loves me to death. It's just every little move that I make, Maury, he won't listen. This is what I'm saying. You see how he keeps trying to overtalk me? He never just sits to listen. He always has to be the person to overspeak and overhear everything.
We married, and just admit you cheated in your marriage. We married.
I did admit I cheated in my marriage.
Faith.
But I know who I did it with.
And you knew the risks you took when you did that.
Faith, how many different guys?
Only one.
Yeah, that's what she say. I don't believe that.
You don't believe it?
You shouldn't have signed a birth certificate there. You shouldn't have been there then.
Maury, if she did that once, she'll do it twice.
How can you have faith in Faith? If I prove that you're the father of all three, will you let it go?
With no doubt. And I pick up where I left off at. Taking
all
care
the
of her,
side
taking care of the
remarks,
girls
all
with
the
no
side
problem.
comments. My thing is, Maury, he's had.
Yeah, but if I'm not,
he
I'm
said
done
he's
with
going
it.
to sue me for
At
2
the end of the
years
day,
of emotional distress.
At the end of the day, Maury, I'm a grown man.
My thing is,
I'm a grown man.
do I get to sue him for
it wasn't
emotional
the side
distress?
mark. It wasn't the side mark. I said
it happens all the time. Yeah, you said it in the open.
And I said,
and then you
I get done working 60-some hours a week, and I want to sit at home and play with my kids, and one baby stick out like a sore thumb. That bothers me. But it's a problem when I tell her that bothers me.
You worried about this, Maurice?
Yeah, Maury, I'm scared. I'm scared. Everything that it took me years to build, I can lose it all right now one day.
So here we go. From the oldest down to the youngest. In the case of 3-year-old Mariana, Maurice, you are the father.
Thank you. I told you.
In the case of 4-month-old Marissa, Maurice, you are the father.
Thank you once again. It doesn't have to be the baby that we're talking about, but if you got it,
this is the one with concern. This is the one with concern.
In the case of 2-year-old Marleya, Maurice, you are the father.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maurice.
I told you.
Maurice, that little girl is yours. That's yours.
Oh, man.
You got to see yourself in her.
They look just like Maury. I told you his grandma. He told me about his grandma. She had those eyes. His grandpa has those eyes.
She's beautiful.
I'm speechless.
Well, guess what? You're a good husband. You're a good father, okay? And now you can be the best of both, all right? Thank you so much. You are not the father.